This is the Horse Radio Network. This is episode 54 of Horse Tip Daily. A different horse tip, a different equine topic, a different equestrian expert every day. Enjoy today's tip. I am Glenn the Geek from Lexington, Kentucky, and welcome back to Horse Tip Daily. Today we have on one of my favorite journalists in the horse world, and let me tell you, she knows her stuff, and she specializes in one area, and that's hoof care and lameness, although she writes about a bunch of other things too. She has been covering all things hoof for over a decade. We are thrilled to have her in her stable of experts, and we are sure that you will enjoy her tips. Fran Jurga is who we're talking about, and you can find all the links to Fran's blog and websites at horsetipdaily.com. Just look under the experts section and look for Fran Jurga. Let's not waste any time today, and let's get right to Fran. Well, hi, Fran. Welcome back to Horse Tip Daily. We appreciate you stopping by again.
Thank you, Glenn. It's great to be back.
Well, you know, I haven't even gotten bored of talking about hooves yet, which my wife is probably going to be shocked at. But so I think that it's become...
I've been doing this for years, Glenn, and I'm not bored yet. Believe me, there's always something to talk about that you just could not imagine. There's always new information, and I find it fascinating.
Well, you know, you really have made a specialty out of the coverage of this, and you really have brought hoof care to the forefront in the horse world, and I just want to thank you for that because you're doing a great job.
Thank you for mentioning that.
Good.
We've been trying.
Well, what are we talking about in the way of the hoof today?
Well, I just wanted to go back, Glenn. The last time we were talking, we were going over some safety aspects of working on a horse that maybe doesn't like to stand on three legs, and some of the safety aspects, and that horse owners maybe want to massage the horse or use some liniment or something before the farrier or the vet is going to come to work on a foot or a leg. If you're having a joint injected or something, you want to get the horse ready.
Right.
I just wanted to make sure that people understood that there is a really big difference between horses that maybe are a little bit ouchy, or older horses that are stiff, and a horse that actually has a neurological problem that is definitely the sign to call a veterinarian. Farriers are becoming very accustomed to working on horses because of the high incidence of problems like EPM. They're becoming really acutely aware of their safety being jeopardized by working on horses that have a neurological problem. So horse owners who have any doubt in their minds about their horse's coordination and their horse's ability to stand on three legs, even just noticing changes in gait. But if you find that the horse is difficult when the farrier's there, there are problems that really could be a safety issue to other animals in the barn, to the person holding the horse, and especially to the vet or the farrier that's trying to treat the horse. And I just hope that people will point this out to their veterinarian and say, gee, even something like shivers in horses, make sure that anyone that's going to work on your horse, a massage therapist, anyone that's coming into the barn, is aware that the horse has some problems with coordination, and that everyone has their heads up and their wits about them working on that kind of horse.
All right, so watch out for the telltale signs of really neurological issues.
Right, and I just have to say that sometimes those horses, because they're difficult to work on, have their hooves ignored a little bit, and I think that that's unfortunate, because I think that probably compounds their problems, and these horses do deserve to have as good, if not better, care than sound horses, because you just need to remove as many variables as possible so that the veterinarian can understand what the horse's true problem is.
Not
to say, well, his hooves haven't been done in 6 months, how do I know?
Right. We've all done that, I think, at a time or another, whether we admit it or not.
You can admit it to me, Glenn.
I know.
I see it all the time.
I had a Hackney pony that we had gotten, and unfortunately, it went through the normal Hackney pony training. We didn't realize when we bought it that it had been the Ohio State champ. Well, this little pony was a great to drive. Jennifer always said it was my little Ferrari.
Right.
But the farrier, I mean, this pony would stand straight up, and hated the farrier. And finally, the farrier just said, "Look, I'm not working on this pony anymore." So we had, we always had those issues, but I think it was a completely different story. I'm just saying that, all of us have the pony or the horse that becomes an issue when the farrier's involved. And this little guy was just because of what he had went through with training.
Well, one thing that I didn't mention, Glenn, I think that is really important to mention is that a really good farrier will, when the horse has an arthritis issue or, some kind of a stiffness problem, they'll work on one foot, put the horse back in the stall, work on another horse, come back and do another foot, not try to do all 4 feet at once.
That's probably the best tip we've had so far.
Yeah,
when you think about it.
That's my number one tip, and I never got around to it. So I was so worried.
Great.
I said, I didn't mention the neurological.
Well, Fran, you know what? It's been always good to have you here, and I know we'll be talking again, and you do other things, too, in your professional life, and I think we're going to be having you back, not just about hooves, but about other things as well. That's
right. I work an awful lot in the book publishing business, and I have kind of a budding interest in letting people know about different types of books that are coming out and trying to publicize some of the really good things that people are publishing that may not get to every Borders or Barnes & Noble bookstore. So that's kind of a secret mission of mine.
Well, there we go. Well, I'll tell you what, they can find out more about the hoof and about you at hoofcare.com, and you also have a blog, which we will link to off of our website, and you can get to it through hoofcare.com too, right?
That's correct.
Yep, okay. So they can learn more about the hoof. We encourage everybody to stop by. She has about 5 years' worth of material on there. You're going to read more about the hoof than you ever thought was possible. So
and we've only just begun, Glenn.
That's what scares me. That's hoofcare.com.
I haven't seen anything yet.
Thanks, Fran.
Thank you, Glenn.
Well, we thank Fran for joining us today, and as I said earlier, you can find the links on our bio page to all of our websites, and that's at horsetipdaily.com. Just search for Fran Jurga on the drop-down menu there of experts. Well, I'm going to keep this short today as I have, and I'm sure you have, other things to do today. It's a busy day for me. So I'm going to just say, if you'd like to drop me an email, you can do it at Glenn with 2 N's at horseradionetwork.com. Don't forget to check out all the other great shows at horseradionetwork.com. And I'll be back again tomorrow with another new expert and a different horse tip. Until then, stay safe, everyone.